Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help, and welcome back to another video today. If you guys like the video, make sure to go ahead and smash the like button. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the hardest parts of maxing an account. A lot of people have been asking me, how did you do that? How did you go ahead and max an account? Today I'm going to be bringing you pretty much the hardest parts of it, so hopefully it can help you get through the struggle. Now I know maxing a Ironman is quite different than maxing a main. A main is a little bit simpler, where you can just go ahead and buy things from the Grand Exchange, what can be construction materials, herblore materials, whatever it might be, and even buy yourself like better gear to do Slayer quicker, more efficiently. So I'm going to be kind of presenting this in an Ironman's way, but it can work for both game modes for sure. Now, one of the very hardest things to do is be consistent all of the time, whether it be doing your birdhouse runs, your farming runs, herb runs, tree runs, fruit tree runs, whatever it might be, doing your seaweed runs every single day, multiple times a day to get that crafting out of the way, even just checking up on things like the Kingdom of Miscellanea. And even when you do have all of the materials, actually going ahead and making the potions, cooking the food. It's not as simple as just making the potions, right? You have to go ahead and get all of these secondary ingredients as well. With cooking, you need to get all the raw food, cook that up, make sure you have the cooking requirement for it. There's a lot that goes into it, and the preparation for Ironman is crazy. And that was one of the hardest parts about maxing. If I wanted to go do a boss or even just do a clue scroll or a quest, there'd be so much preparation involved. And to camp a monster, for example, or a boss or whatever it might be, there's so much preparation. So you couldn't just log in and do the fun stuff right away. There would always be multiple hours of preparation, and you'd have to keep up with this preparation daily, consistently, all of the time, to make sure that you could actually play the account. And that was a very hard part to do when maxing. For example, when I would be camping Hydra or camping a Slayer boss, even Cerberus or something, I would have to stop to go do a farm run, stop to go do a clue scroll, stop to go check on my seaweed, my birdhouse runs, stop because I ran out of food, and I'd have to go ahead and cook more. It was just, that's the struggle, being consistent with the preparation. But once you can get over that and kind of build a routine around it, it becomes very easy to go ahead and do. Pretty much what I would do is log in right away. I would do all of my farming, check all of the seaweed, whatever it might be, and check the Kingdom of Miscellanea. And then after all of that was done, I would go ahead and do the boss or whatever the activity that I wanted to do that day. And then before I logged out, I would do the preparation work again. I wouldn't kill myself over it. I wouldn't do it multiple times a day. Some days I'd be really motivated to do more birdhouse runs or more farming runs or whatever it might be. But I would at least try to do 2 a day, keep up with the preparation. Even if the thing that I find, if you slack 1 day or 2 days, you kind of just forget about it long term, right? And it's kind of the same with anything in life, like working out or whatever. If you slip that 1 day, 2 days, it kind of just goes forever. So just keep up with the consistency of preparation for your account, and that will help you max in the long run. And this can apply to a main account too, for example, right? Just even doing your simple tree runs, birdhouse runs can help you save so much time training the hunter skill or whatever it might be, right? So if you could actually get yourself to do at least once a day, to do your farming runs, to do a birdhouse run, even if it's just once a day, it'll make the maxing grind so much easier. Or a lot of people struggle with quests, and I tell them just do 1 quest a day, whether it be a Grandmaster quest or an easy quest. Just do 1 a day. Don't go ahead and do them all at once. Just do 1 a day, and you will eventually get the quest cape, right? And then you can do the same thing with the dailies, like the farming, birdhouse runs, whatever it might be. Just be consistent with it. Another struggle for maxing was buyables, not having enough supplies and always having to go get more supplies. This was so annoying because the way I've always played RuneScape is knock a 99 out 1 by 1. So this is something that I kind of had to adapt to with playing Ironman, where I could only go ahead and get, say, 200k XP in this skill because that's all I had banked. Getting those supplies just was horrible. You had to go out of your way completely all of the time to get all of these random supplies, whether it be planks, bones, herbs, secondaries. And this was a struggle to do on the Ironman because you had to make everything from scratch. For example, most of the players go ahead and chop all of the mahogany logs themselves and spend a ton of money plank making them with one of the plank makers in the game. Me, for example, I wanted to fully make them from scratch, so I got the Kingdom of Miscellanea to collect me all of the teak logs in order to get 99 construction. Then I went and crafted 100,000 nature runes and 100,000 astral runes, and planked maked my way to get all of the planks that I needed for my 99 construction. This was a horrible process, but in the time of doing that, I got rune crafting experience, a ton of magic experience. I saved a lot of money, GP, that I would have had to spend at a regular sawmill, and I was able to get all of the logs that I needed. Now, this was very slow compared to, say, mahogany tables or whatever it might be, and this was before the Mahogany Homes update. I pretty much almost had 99 construction when the Mahogany Homes update came out, so maybe this isn't something that I'd fully recommend now, but I did get a lot of levels from that grind. From the 99 construction, I pretty much went out of my way and got a 99 magic at the same time, trained a ton of rune crafting, and saved myself tons of money, multiple millions of GP. I'm gonna say 20 plus million GP I saved just from doing that spell rather than going to the regular sawmill. But it's one of those things, like, for construction, it should be a very quick 99, very expensive, but very quick. And the way that I did it was very slow. I couldn't even actually train construction for more than half of the grind if you look at it that way, because the big grind for me was gathering all of the logs from the Kingdom of Miscellanea and then crafting all of the runes and turning them into the planks. That was the real grind. The fun part about that was actually training the construction. So that was one crazy hard part of maxing for me, was getting the 99 construction. Now, the next struggle of maxing this account was 99 prayer. 99 prayer is one that you only realistically need to get to about, whatever it is, 85 to pretty much unlock all of the prayers in the game. Only 77 really, but 85 for good regeneration. But to get 99, you need it for maxing, and it was a real struggle on this account because prayer is a skill that you need to actually go ahead and get all of the bones yourself, and then you go ahead and die multiple times in the wilderness to those pesky PKers. I found prayer to be a lot like herblore, where even if it was the slightest bit of experience, I would still use it. Like a big bone or an ensouled head, I would just treasure as much as I say would a Hydra bone or a dragon bone. If it wasn't for Hydra, I still don't think I would have the 99 prayer. I would have had to go ahead and kill like thousands and thousands of dragons. I remember Ironman back in the day would just spend their entire lives at pest control and spend all of the points on prayer experience, and I wasn't about to do that. But Hydra kind of saved my life here. Hydra's great because it drops Hydra bones, which grant a ton of prayer experience, and they also drop tons of dragon bones. So I camped Hydra forever. I got over 2,000 KC at Hydra. I killed all of the dragon tasks pretty much that I got along the way, unless they were like bronze dragons or something. In order to go ahead and get that 99 prayer, I picked up all of the ensouled heads. Prayer was one of the last 99s that I did have on this game, just because it just took the entire lifespan of the account. It's one that a regular main account can just buy. Like I said, it does cost a lot of money, but they can just buy it, and it is one of the quickest skills in the game, but it just takes forever to go ahead and collect all of the bones on an Ironman account. That was one of the hardest parts of maxing for me, was getting the bones for 99 prayer. This one's kind of obvious, but 99 agility was one of the hardest parts of maxing, just because agility is horrible, man. Any way you train agility is just not fun at all. I mean, the sepulcher could be fun for those who do enjoy the sepulcher, but personally it wasn't for me. So I spent a lot of time at the agility laps, the rooftop laps, and a little bit at the Prifddinas course. But agility, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You just run laps over and over and over again until you go crazy, and it's very slow XP, so it's not fun at all. And that was one of the hardest parts about maxing for me. Being that I was an Ironman account, I did not use any of the XP lamps or the quest rewards that I got on agility. I much would rather use them on herblore or prayer at the time. So I pretty much trained all of the agility myself, continuously running laps over and over and over again. I went ahead and got things like the Apatol backpacks just to switch up the viewing points. Agility was horrible for me, man. My friend told me at the very start of this account, if you do plan on maxing it, do a little bit of agility here and there, even if it's a level a week. I wish I listened to him, because I saved pretty much 80 to 99 pretty much till the very end of my maxing grind. So I spent many a night just running the Arty rooftop course over and over and over again. I really wish I listened to my friend. I literally messaged him and said, you were right, man. I wish I listened to you. And agility was, for any account really, unless you love agility, it's probably one of the most hard parts of maxing, just because it is not fun at all and it's just super slow experience. Because I'm an Ironman as well, there are a lot of things you have to go ahead and do that don't grant you experience. And if you're a player like me who loves gaining XP, who loves seeing the number go up, grinds that don't grant you experience are just the worst thing ever. When I needed to get 91 or maybe it was 92 smithing for a diary back in the day, I did not have any ores, so I spent 2 weeks of my life, every day I was logged in, going and buying gold from the shop in the blast furnace and just banking it. This cost a lot of money, and it was just painful to just have 2 weeks without experience gain. I think I collected over 100,000 gold ore. And at the end of the day, it was really nice because gold ore is a very fast way to train smithing, but just not seeing experience was not fun for me at all. And I hated those grinds that you just had to go ahead and do, like collecting secondaries. A lot of the grinds that you don't gain experience are just a necessary part of maxing an Ironman. And for me, it was one of the hardest things because it just felt like I wasn't making progress, but I really was. I didn't see a number going up, so it was hard for me. I guess I saw the amount of the item going up my bank, but I didn't see any experience. Another part about maxing that I found quite difficult was balancing the AFK/active play time. A lot of people get burnt out of the game because of things like mining, for example. You either click on a rock a million times or you AFK at the mother lode and it's extremely slow. And same with something like rune crafting, you AFK at the blood runes or you do something like nature runes. I guess now we have Guardians of the Rift, but before you would just do something like nature runes or maybe even astral runes, whatever it might be, law runes. So you either do a very click intensive method or you do an AFK method, which usually is a little bit worse experience. Like Motherlode Mine's a great example. You could do the 3-tick granite, get 70-80 KXP an hour, or do Motherlode, get 30-40 KXP an hour, but it's fully AFK. So a lot of players get burnt out because the AFK experience is very slow, and a lot of people just look at the screen the whole time and don't have like a dual monitor setup, or maybe they play on mobile and they literally just are looking at their phone the whole time. And this is obviously not fun and it can really make you burn out. So I had a struggle balancing the AFK/play time. I loved AFKing a lot, so at the very end of my maxing, I didn't have too many things to AFK, so most of my time was active play, which could have burnt you out of the game. But at the same time, if you balance it, like save some of your AFK skills so that when you aren't in the mood to play, or if you just need to AFK something, if you're doing homework or maybe at work or whatever, you can do something AFK. So balancing all of the AFK and active time was a really hard part of maxing for me. Things I recommend to do when you're AFKing is obviously just like watching YouTube videos or Netflix, or even playing an alt account. And that's what I ended up doing, is I made a brand new account for all of the AFK time that I couldn't actively spend on the game. I didn't want to just stare at the screen at me rune crafting blood runes, so I would play an alt account on the side and watch some YouTube. Overall, the hardest part about maxing was, in my opinion, the buyable skills, because I'm an Ironman account. If I was a regular main account, the hardest part would have been the very slow skills, like maybe rune crafting or agility. But as an Ironman, I personally found stuff like rune crafting, slayer, even the slow skills like mining. I personally really enjoyed some of the slower skills because it just felt really prestigious when you got them 99. And for mining, for example, I loved mining so much because it was a skill I could AFK for multiple years. Whenever I was never actively going for 99 mining, but whenever I needed to AFK and I didn't know what to do, I would jump to the Motherlode mine. So I enjoyed skills like mining, but other than that, yeah, the hardest part about maxing was keeping up with the preparation, the buyables, prayer, agility, construction, and balancing the AFK/play time. Maxing has honestly been the most fun I've ever had on this account, and I have maxed pre-EOC, but maxing on the old school anyways has been the most fun that I've ever had on this game, and especially doing it as an Ironman account. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the entire video today. If you went ahead and watched the whole video, comment Big Bone down in the comments below. Thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya. Later.